Roller coasters, you gotta love them. Now, there's different things that many people like on a coaster. Some people look for the intensity, others the airtime, maybe you want the speed, and others the inversions. Or you could be greedy enough to want all of them. It's the coasters that have these things that stick out. It's those coasters that are good enough to make your top 25. So here's mine. Now, just remember that you aren't going to 100% agree with my opinions, and that's a good thing. If everything was the same, the world would be boring. Also remember that I've only ridden 75 coasters, so my list won't be as good as someone like Coaster Studios' list. But with that said, let's get on to the video. Number 25 is American Eagle. Such a classic ride. It has amazing 1-bar PTC restraints. That airtime coming out of the helix is insane. Front row ride for sure. 24 is Joker's Jinx at Six Flags America. Now this coaster is an interesting specimen. Off-ride, it looks like the king of jank, but you get on and it's actually the most graceful thing in the world. Number 23 is Batman the Ride. Now I can't speak for the other Batman clones, but the one at St. Louis, man, how can a ride pack so much into that small of a footprint? Only wish it was longer. Number 22 is Wild One at Six Flags America. Oh, I wonder if it's running this good today. I wonder how it ran back in 1917. Great Scott, that helix is crazy. 21 is Swamp Fox at Family Kingdom. Back row is definitely the way to go. It's crazy that they are even allowed to have buzz bars on this thing. If you ever get the chance to ride it, don't pass it up. Number 20 is Batwing. 4 words. Back row, vertical loop. 19 is Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. Sure, maybe it's not the craziest, most intense ride in the world, but that doesn't matter. It's the experience and the scenery that really makes Big Thunder. There's probably only a few coasters in the world that are more visually impressive. 18 is Expedition Everest. There are only a few rides more visually impressive in the world than Thunder Mountain, and this is one of them. It's insane that Disney spent $100 million to make this wonder. 17 is Magnum XL200 at Cedar Point. It's overrated, but that doesn't make it a bad ride. It offers crazy airtime and views, but those restraints are thigh bruising. 16 is Mr. Freeze Reverse Blast. I'm going to say right now, this is the most intense coaster I've ever ridden. It's quite surprising because I didn't know prior to riding it that it had an inverted top hat and not just a regular one. 15 is Fahrenheit at Hershey Park. It has some of the most unique inversions out there and best looping coaster layouts out there. The pacing of the ride is truly incredible. 14 is Boss at Six Flags St. Louis. Honestly, I don't get the hate that this ride receives. On those drops, it feels like you're falling off the face of the earth. Plus, you gotta love those tiny restraints. 13 is Storm Run at Hershey Park. Man, restraints can really make or break a ride. When Storm Runner had those hard plastic over-the-shoulder restraints, it was an awful, head-banging, painful mess. Put on those intimate vest restraints, and it's a whole new ride. Number 12 is Raging Bull. Talk about a ride being overshadowed. A lot of people just view Raging Bull as a old, somewhat boring, outdated B&M with a boring layout, but that cannot be further from the truth. There's some great airtime on that drop, and there are some extreme moments of both positive and negative Gs. Number 11 is Maverick at Cedar Point. I really gotta get on this ride again. Most people rave about Maverick as the second best coaster at Cedar Point, but when I rode it, it was just a rough, painful mess. The layout looks so amazing, so I'm gonna assume that I just rode it on a bad day. Number 10 is Incredible Hulk. I rode this thing a few months after it reopened in 2016, and man, that is an insane ride. I cannot believe that no one else is buying rides like these from B&M anymore. Number 9 is Valor. I'll be the first to admit it, this is not an intense ride. However, that doesn't matter because it makes up for it with the speed, views, and just overall majesticness. If you're just looking to have a lot of fun, Valor is a perfect ride for you. Number 8 is American Thunder at Six Flags St. Louis. American Thunder proves that stats don't mean anything. Somehow, AT manages to be an incredibly smooth ride while maintaining that feel of a classic wooden coaster. Plus, the ride is filled with pops of ejector airtime. Number 7 is Goliath at Great America. The inversions are intense, the airtime is incredible, it's the smoothest wooden coaster I've ridden, but it was just a bit short. Another thing I want to say is that there's absolutely nothing to grab onto, so you're just forced to put your hands in there, and it's incredible. 6 is Superman Ride of Steel at Six Flags America. This thing gives some of the most insane night rides on Earth. You go out by the woods where there's absolutely nothing, and you're just flying 70 miles an hour through the air in complete darkness. I know that I said this before, but it doesn't look good on paper, but it makes a lot more sense when you actually ride it. Number 5 is Max Force at Six Flags Great America. If you ever want to experience the feeling of being thoroughly yeeted, just come down to Great America to hop on Max Force. It doesn't just end at the launch though. That dog tongue looking element is the single greatest element on a coaster that I've experienced. Number 4 is Great Bear. I may not be a fan of B&M inverts, but this is one that I can get behind. I don't know what Werner Stengel was on when he was drawing out this layout, but somehow it worked. Plus, over the 22 years that it's been in operation, it still holds up as one of the smoothest coasters out there. Number 3 is Top Thrill Dragster at Cedar Point. This thing is psychotic during the day, but it's taken to a whole nother level at night. You see that massive traffic light going down the monumental structure, and you're off. Then you get that view. It's only for a short few seconds. You cannot beat that nighttime view from the top of good old Dragster. Number 2 is Millennium Force. I do not care that this thing's forceless. My favorite part of roller coasters is that feeling of wind, or in this case, bugs too, in my face. And that is what this whole ride is about. Maybe it's not your ride, but it certainly is mine. Number 1 is Steel Vengeance at Cedar Point. Where do I even start? This thing packs it all. It has the speed, the intensity, the inversions, the airtime, the first drop, the near misses, the theming, and the loud lift hill. Unless Iron Gwazi beats it out, this ride will be the greatest ride on Earth for a long time to come. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you have any suggestions for video ideas or ways I can improve my videos, please let me know in the comments below. See you later.